Hi class. Today we'll be talking about cultural differences related to decision making, communication styles, and managerial qualities when doing business in Canada and Guatemala. I'm not alone today. I brought my good friends Joseph, he's a businessman from Canada, and my friend Yoslyn, she's a businesswoman in Guatemala. And then I got my pups in the back. So first off, we'll start off with hierarchical decision making. So what is this? This is whenever there's a decision that has to be made and you must know the point of authority of who you're going to talk to. You should be sure that you're going to talk to the correct person or group before making a decision when doing business in their country. Joseph will give you his perspective on how he does business, decision making like this in Canada.
Thank you. It is generally accepted in Canadian society that young people have a lot of ideas and that older people have more experience and perhaps more knowledge. Frequently, in the private sector, initiative is encouraged and employees are encouraged to promote and develop their ideas. How much latitude the employee is given will depend on the sector, the scale and the importance of the work or idea, the size of the company or organization, and or the manager's styles. Generally, supervisors act as the gatekeepers and filterers of ideas.
So in Guatemala, decision-making is done at higher levels of communities or groups. While there are still hierarchies that are mostly based on age and status in communities, decision-making is done in a much more democratic manner. Ethnicity and gender are two key attributes that make up Guatemalans' perception of individual status. So it is important to know the title or function of an individual in order to not correctly exert or authority or control.
So now that we've covered hierarchical decision making, we'll move forward to communication styles, which is quite vital when doing business in a foreign country. Start off with Joseph.
So if you're thinking of doing business in Canada, do not mention your expectations for success based on your experience in the United States. Canadian business people will not appreciate the comparison. Business communication is quite direct in Canada, and there will be no need for you to decipher and read into messages. Great importance is given to respecting everyone's opinions, and decisions are not usually made until all the facts are at hand.
So Guatemalans rarely speak their minds directly on any issue, even among friends or non-relatives. And physical distance and length of conversation are contingent on the perceived status of the speakers. In terms of language use, it is important to keep the distinctions between the formal you or usted and the informal you, tú in mind at all times. In more friendly contexts, the informal way is used the most. It is always considered good form if one starts from the usted point and allow your counterpart to modify the conversation style as they see fit.
So now that we've covered communication styles, we're going to go and we're going to talk about managerial qualities when doing business in Canada or Guatemala. We'll start off with Joseph.
So academic and professional skills give some indication into your background, but experience is also highly valued. Ultimately, you'll be judged by your performance and ability to get the job done. Teamwork is often considered an ideal form of working. A person who comes across as knowing it all may be seen as uncollaborative or even arrogant and inflexible. It is important to show confidence as well as humility and good listening skills.
So modern office practice of self-regulation of a worker's time and task is not a feature of most Guatemalan workplaces. Thus, managers are expected to constantly control, oversee, and inspect the quality of work produced as well as timeliness. Guatemalans appreciate being consulted, but expect decisions to be made by the persons in authority. Employees will generally not question directives from superiors.
So now that we've covered hierarchical decision making, communication styles, and qualities expected of managers when doing business in Canada and Guatemala, you need to keep in mind that the best concept is to be open-minded and understanding and be self-aware of the cultural differences when doing business in any foreign country. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.